I'm Frank Cho, and I'm the creator of Liberty Meadows and Skyborn. And I've worked at Marvel. I'm currently working at DC and Marvel right now, mostly doing Harley Quinn covers. I have a bunch of books coming up. I'm doing a big Kickstarter with my manager here, Steve Morger, and I have a ballpoint pen art book that's going to come out later this year with John Flesk. At the show, I'm selling a bunch of art prints like this, the Jungle Queen. This is a piece that I did with Gerhart, who's down the row. I did the foreground and Gerhart did the background. Came out really fantastic. So that's what I'm doing mostly, just selling art prints and signing comic books and having a great time.
Hi, my name is Gerhart, as it says on my sign. This is Shelley, my lovely wife.
Hello.
And we're here at the LA Ultimate Show, and I'm showing off some original art from the Cerebus graphic novel. It was a 300-issue comic book that ran for some 26 years. It was 20 pages a month, so we did 20 of these a month. Dave Sim was the writer, and he penciled and inked the characters, and then I penciled and inked the backgrounds and did the color on the covers.
This, for example, would have just had Cerebus and the word movie.
Right, and then I would have filled in everything else. And Dave always said that the backgrounds were completely up to me. I could put in the interior of a submarine if I wanted to, but it would just look kind of weird. So it was kind of an interesting collaboration, interesting division of labor. Mostly it's there's penciler and inker, but we both did our own penciling and our own inking, but I was in charge of the backgrounds. So other people have commissioned me. For instance, they got Kelly Jones to draw the Batman, and then I did the background. And when this one came in, it was kind of interesting because I'm looking at his leg here and the cape. I'm going, where's the rest of his leg? Where's his other leg? What's he hanging on to up here? I can't work like this. And Shelley said, well, can you have him coming out of a window? I said, well, no, I'd have to tilt the whole thing. Oh, I could just tilt the whole thing. So it's an interesting way to work with, this is a Zek Craven, and then I did the cityscape in behind it. And this one's very interesting because somebody owned an original penciled Bernie Wrightson Swamp Thing in Arcane, and then he wanted me to put background on it and then ink the whole thing. And I said, you want me to ink Wrightson? Nobody inks Wrightson but Wrightson. So and he said, no, I want you to do it, and I want it to look like your stuff. So, and my technique involves about 6 or 7 billion tiny little lines to build up all those levels of gray. These are just a little sort of piece of Cerebus history. This is way back in 1985. We did a limited edition set of prints, and these feature all of the characters in the first fifth part of the story. The 300 issues of madness and mayhem.
Hi, I'm Mark Schultz. I'm a cartoonist and an illustrator, published by Flesk Publications. We've got a new book coming out, a collection of my work, Carbon 3, be out in a month or two. I've done several properties for which I'm known. Most importantly, I guess, is Xenozoic Tales. And done another book called Storms at Sea, which is an illustrated graphic novel. It's an illustrated prose novel. Xenozoic is a comic book series. And here's a couple examples of what I do. This is the cover to the new collection, Carbon 3, featuring my character from the Storms at Sea novelette. And another example of one of my illustrations from Storms at Sea. I'm going to have a new Xenozoic story coming out in a year or two. It's a graphic novel. It's been about 20 years since the last one, so I had to get around to doing something new. And that's pretty much all you need to know about me.
Hi, I'm Marco Galley, and I ink comic books. Over the years, I've had a good chance to work over some great artists. One of them is Dave Finch that I worked on at Top Cow. My forte was I started as a background inker, so a lot of this technical stuff I was able to handle really quickly. One of my favorite pieces.
Okay.
I've worked on Venom for Crime Lab Studios. I was one of their studio anchors, so I got to work on, let's see, Elektra, The Incredible Hulks, a bunch of other titles we worked on a lot. I worked on Lady Death with Romano. I've also worked on a lot of stuff with Romano. Pinup for Top Cow, Fathom, Witchfinder. We worked on 3 issues of that miniseries. I also worked on the Forgotten Realm stuff with Tim Seeley, really nice artist. All artists I've worked with have been different too, some stark line and some with a lot of detail. One other last piece I'd like to show is this Benitez Weapon Zero, back in the day from Top Cow. This is mid-90s. It's Magdalena stuff with Benitez, Top Cow. A lot of intensive backgrounds. This is Hulk of the End off of Dale Keown. This was really fun to do. This is Silvestri Iron Man from the Civil War Initiative. This is really fun. This is a piece I worked with Joe. So I hope you like the little sampling of the artwork that us inkers do.